Ladies and gentlemen, Snap-on Mark coming right at you with a really cool ratchet. It's one of the coolest ratchets I've ever come across, and I've seen my fair share of ratchets. It's a Will B. Lane ratchet, and I'll show you the mechanism real quick here. Pretty simple stuff. It just has a wire that holds pressure on the pawl one way, and then if you'd like to change direction, they call it the quick turnover, and you just take the wire and flip it to the other side of the rivet. You can see it's got a little notch on there, and it turns the other way. It's a hexagonal drive, but pretty wild. As a matter of fact, it was called unique at the time. This particular ratchet's from 1914 to 1918, but he patented the technology. It was January 14th of 1908, so pretty wild. And I can post up an advertisement, and I'll share that with you guys. And the advertisement's from 1914, and if you get a chance to read through it, it's pretty neat. But kind of a unique story. This guy, Willie B. Lane was his name, and he was a machinist in Philadelphia, and he came up with this idea. And it's almost exactly like this, but it was a screwdriver, so a ratcheting screwdriver. And he sold it to a big catalog company in New York City. J.C. McCarty was the name of it, and it was a big flop. Nobody bought him, and it was widely regarded as a failure. So he went back to work as a machinist, and he worked for a company called Kolb and Sedgley. And while he was working there, he got the idea to take that same thing and turn it into essentially a ratchet, to be able to interchange sockets onto it. And so Kolb and Sedgley liked the idea, but they weren't able to come to terms as far as money goes. They couldn't come to an agreement. So he moved to Chicago and struck out on his own. Kolb and Sedgley, by all accounts, moved forward with it and stole his idea. And they called it the Hexall. I've never seen a Kolb and Sedgley tool. Doesn't mean they don't exist, but I can't imagine that they were very successful. So I don't know. History's kind of murky there. Whatever happened, if he sued him, or what happened with the patent. But he moved to Chicago, and he moved forward, making his own stuff. And one of the big things was he made cold broached sockets, which I guess was the industry standard afterwards. And I'm not a metallurgist, so I don't know exactly why that makes it better or more uniform. But I guess moving forward, the entire industry kind of followed suit after him. So he's pretty revolutionary in that respect. So really awesome. I thought it was something that you guys might enjoy. For me, it's not only a piece of history, but it's crazy. Something like this, 1908. You figure there was really the infancy of the automobile industry, and nobody had a television set, or you figure computers or airplanes, and it's just insane that the guy came up with this just kind of out of nowhere, and it's sort of the grandfather to all the modern day ratchets. So pretty much a genius, and it's names like this that you never hear of. That's what always interests me, these little tool companies where the guys did their little part, and revolutionized an industry, and they sort of fall by the wayside and nobody ever hears of them. So I really like looking into these and the history of them, and I hope you enjoy it as well. All right, any questions or anything, just drop them down in the comments. All right, thanks for watching.